What's up, y'all? Phil James coming back to you yet again. Today is Monday, June 4th, 2018. And yeah, we're looking at some more crazy shit because another earthquake hit Hawaii, hit right at Kilauea. Magnitude 5.5 earthquake strikes Kilauea summit, sending ash plumes up to 8,000 feet. So I'm going to go ahead and show a couple pictures to give the ideas, nice blue flames, nice cracks and rips throughout the ground. That's the man that was hit with flying lava. That's the lava that's flowing to the ocean very quickly. 90 yards per hour, I do believe is what it is. That's the car that gets consumed. There's been 500 quakes in the summit area of Kilauea in a 24-hour period over the weekend. The highest rate ever measured at the summit area, according to Brian Shiro, supervisory geophysicist at the USGS Hawaiian Volcano Observatory. All right, so I've been talking about all the summit peak, or the peaks and earthquakes at the summit. I've been talking about those and how many. Remember in that last video I said on average, Hawaii weekly is having 2,500 to 3,000 earthquakes around Kilauea. Obviously, it's because of the volcano. We know that. But the point is, it's at such a big rate that it's outrageous. You see what I'm saying? This is apocalyptic, okay? It's very obvious, and it's not really hard to see, especially when you link it, Kilauea right here, what it's doing right now, okay? You keep thinking about what is happening right here with Kilauea, which, by the way, I'm going to go ahead and copy the link now. So remember, we have this taking place right here in Hawaii. So why? Check this. What do I keep saying about the Pacific Ring of Fire? That prediction of mine? People don't like throwing predictions, but I'm telling you, from the way I've seen the world work in my 30 years, and from what I've noticed, this right here is not normal. The Pacific Ring of Fire acting this way is not normal. Hawaii erupting for 4 weeks straight, the way, at the rate it's erupting, is not normal, okay? 750 earthquakes in Reno is not normal. So, I've been covering these things. Well, now Guatemala, down there in Central and Southern America area, has now erupted. And that's also Pacific Ring of Fire. So, remember, Indonesia had those campers filming that volcano just before Kilauea started. Then we have Kilauea. Now we have Guatemala. And we also just had our first named hurricane. And we actually have a second one forming right now. Okay? Do you see what I'm saying here, people? Do you get it yet? So, let's check this out.
We have an update now on the volcano eruption in Guatemala. The death toll is up to at least 25 people, and nearly 2 million are being affected in some way.
The Fuego volcano sent black smoke and ash into the sky on Sunday, which drifted all the way to the capital, Guatemala City, some 40 kilometers away. Officials say evacuations and rescues are underway. More than 3,000 people have been forced from their homes. All right.
Let's get more on it from our meteorologist, Ivan Cabrera. Ivan, we've been talking about Hawaii for so long, and now Guatemala, and one eruption, and 25 people have already lost their lives.
Completely different event, guys, right? No question about it here. And the scenes coming out of Guatemala, they're certainly not what we've had in Kilauea. People just covered in soot. You see all the folks running out of the way. 25 killed, a lot of people, and this happened because of the proximity of a particular town called El Rodeo that's right on the foot of the volcano. They just didn't have enough time to get out of the way. 4:55, violent eruption. This is the second of this year, but it is the most violent that they've had in this particular volcano in 40 years, as you can imagine here. Ash cloud, well, that went out to the sky as high as 10 kilometers. And they're describing it as a river of lava that came down the mountainside and moved directly through the village, which is why we had so many fatalities. And of course, as you can imagine, the injuries will be a lot of burn injuries ongoing here. And we hope those folks are going to make it. By the way, the ash and soot, as far as 40 kilometers inland, capital city further away, saw a little bit of it, but certainly nothing like they've seen close to where the event occurred here. So there's the Fuego volcano. We have many around, but that's the one that has caused this calamity in just the last 12 hours here. In fact, I was here this morning, nothing doing. All of a sudden, the world can change so quickly for a lot of people. There's the town that we're talking about there. You see how close it is and why we've had so many issues. Now, over the next few days, we're going to watch the weather very closely here because any kind of rainfall or anything like that, and we do have some in the forecast, could produce some additional issues with all the lava that's come out of the volcano. So at this point here, I don't think they're quite done, right? We talk about search and rescue. They're still trying to see how many people may be needing some help as a result of this volcano. We'll keep you posted over the next several hours. A lot of information still to come, guys.
All right, Ivan, thanks so much.
All right, so yeah, Guatemala. It is Central America. It's at the southern point, though. As you can see, it's more southern in Central America. So that's still the Pacific Ring of Fire, people. I've been saying it. The Pacific Ring of Fire. Keep your eyes on it because it's going to get more active. We just had Indonesia erupt over here. Now we've had Guatemala erupt over here. Kilauea is still directly in the center of the two erupting. So these are connected. These are connected. These are happening because of all the separate volcanic activity back and forth. That's how I feel. I feel that this is connected. I feel that this is happening for a reason, and I feel it's apocalyptic, okay? Don't believe me? Believe me. Whatever. I don't care. Look into it yourself. You know what I mean? My subs. I know you guys are feeling me. That's why you're subbed to this channel. So much love to you guys for having brains in your heads. Love you guys. But, all right. Yeah, that's the point I wanted to make here, you know, that these are connected, guys. These are connected. Look at that. Ash cloud like crazy. Oh, man, look at that. See, this is hardcore, guys. I've never seen so many volcanoes erupt in my lifetime. Never. Copy this link for you guys. All right. And then just a little bit more.
The heavy rain and strong winds made it for a very busy night for first responders, especially Austin Fire and EMS. Jacqueline Sarkeesian is live with a look at the damage. Jacqueline.
Amanda, throughout the morning, we've been talking about this trailer that was flipped over because of last night's storm. And you can see here that we've also been mentioning, 2 people had to be rescued. One man who lives in this trailer the Austin Fire Department had to cut through the roof of it, and he was obviously sleeping. This is the bedroom, and one of the gentlemen that heard them screaming for help, the couple screaming for help, is Joseph Weezar. You heard and saw this couple. Describe to us what the scene was like.
Pretty much I was coming back from Houston at the height of the storm, so I was pulling in to come to my RV, getting back from home. I work here during the week. As I pulled in, I was noticing that the RV park was pretty much underwater for the most part. Turned down my street, which is right across from their RV, noticed that theirs was flipped over. I noticed there was a lot of water. I couldn't actually get out and do anything, so I just kind of parked there and had my lights on it for a while because I knew there was a couple that usually have kids here, and it's their grandkids. And so I waited for a little bit because the storm was, like I said, still raging. Things were still blowing and everything, and so I kind of waited, went ahead and went to my RV, jumped out, finally got in the water, and just checked my RV, got my light, because I knew I had a big light in the RV that I could get out and come over here. When I did that, right about that time, the neighbor was coming down from the back over here because he wanted to assess some of the damage, because he said his RV was getting slapped with tree limbs, and as well as some of the other people here said there are.
I'm sorry, I didn't watch this video. This dude's a dipshit. I don't care, dude. I wanted to see the damage. I'm sorry, but we'll continue.
RVs were moving and shaking. Some of them said they actually felt their RV lift up and get dropped back down.
Yeah, a lot of the residents that have, they're waking up and they're coming outside, seeing the damage, and a lot of people were thinking what sounded like possibly a tornado came through, but that has not been confirmed.
That hasn't been confirmed, but a lot of my neighbors are telling me that there was big limbs, and I'm not talking about little limbs, I'm talking about 6 inches thick, were flying through the air and were hitting their RVs as it was the height of the storm was going on. My neighbor said that I probably pulled in. He noticed my truck. He said, you pulled in probably about 15 minutes before this all happened.
And so the man that's his bedroom. The man was in there. The wife was telling you he's
Okay, don't care about this anymore. The point of me showing it, though, was just to, just to show that there's crazy shit taking place everywhere. That was just tornado-like storms in Texas. Happened last night, early this morning. And then, like I said, we have Guatemala and Hawaii still going crazy. More earthquakes, more Pacific Ring of Fire, eruptions. So it's looking pretty insane, people. Oh, here we go. I don't even know if I want to cover that, but you guys know what story I'm talking about, right above my picture here. Homeowner shoots, kills 2 burglars with, you know what, AK-47. So, now that that's on there, kind of makes you wonder. You can't use AKs for home defense. It's not necessary. AKs aren't good for home defense. So sick of it. Yeah, alright. And then we have one more thing to talk about. Alright, one more thing. And it's this right here. As these volcanoes are going crazy, as these storms are going crazy, as everything is going crazy, you have to remember that southwestern America right now, at the Four Corners, is going through one of the absolute worst droughts ever right now, okay? And from what it seems, it looks like it's going to end up like the 1930s, like the Dust Bowl in the Midwest. That's kind of what it's looking like.
Weird. It's just weird. We're a small town, so there's not much ever going on, but for like that, I don't know. It's just unreal, like you're in a dream.
We're here to support you. I would hate to be in that situation, never been there before, where all of a sudden you're told to pack your stuff and get out, so we're here to accommodate people whatever way we can.
Alright, yeah, so there's 2 massive wildfires down there in the southwest, and like I said, it's pretty bad, okay? Like, we're looking at 1930s style Dust Bowl type drought here in the southwest right now, guys. I don't know if you guys have really heard about it. Not many people are talking about it. And look, the fires were 23% contained. What a fucking surprise. Isn't that always the case? 23 years, or 23%, or 23 injuries, or 23 this, or just 6, or just 33, or they love to do it. They love to do it, and they always do it, and it's all over the place. I can't make it up. The past 3 articles I've covered, guys, look, the past 3 articles, and I can actually name them. 23. First, was it the 23 people injured in one of those shootings? No, 23 school shootings total. And then that teacher planned a mass casualty shooting, and she had 23 years of experience. And now 23% of all fires were contained. Oh, and here it gets better. Look, guys. Look. What do we have here? It has already scorched some 30,000 acres near Cimarron. Okay, and then look right here. 10 fire crews totaling 510 people. So 6 people. 6, 5 plus 10, or 5 plus 1, 6. And then you got 32 fire engines. 3, 2, 6. 8 helicopters, 8 bulldozers, 16 were deployed, officials said. 300 structures were threatened. It's always, man, see what I mean? It's just like always those multiples, always those denominators and multiples, you know what I mean? It seems like it's just so strange. Unbelievable. So look, 10 miles north of Durango along Highway 550. Like, dude, I just don't get it. 6 helicopters dropped large buckets of water onto flames. That's a weird way to label that whole article anyways, isn't it? All right. But anyways, that's my point. So I wanted to put all those in a video together just so everybody can see it. But all right, y'all. Phil James, I'm out. I'll catch up with y'all later. Peace.